Stanford and Berkeley and other institutions that would look at the cognitive benefits of experiences of awe. Because my goal through this media is to induce rhapsody in people. I'm interested in using media to awaken awe, to give us ecstatic experiences, mediated ecstatic experiences. And in these studies out of Stanford, they described awe as an experience of such perceptual expansion, such perceptual vastness, that you have to reconfigure your mental maps of the world to assimilate the experience. In other words, you're seeing something you've never seen before, you have no basis for comparison, so you're forced to expand your mental maps of the possible. Think the first time you saw the Grand Canyon, or witnessing the birth of your child, or the Hubble Space Telescope's images of the universe, mainlining space and time through the optic nerve, right? Contemplating space and time on a scale just shy of the infinite. These experiences of awe, these experiences of cognitive ecstasy, exhilarating neurostorms of intense intellectual pleasure. Carl Sagan used to say, understanding is a kind of ecstasy. These experiences of awe, after they pass, they leave us with residual and lasting feelings of increased well-being, increased compassion, and increased creativity. So they're actually medicinal and therapeutic. Blowing our own minds is good for us. It makes us kinder, gentler, more creative people, more willing to be kind to one another. Maybe awe is the medicine that we've been looking for. Maybe awe is the answer. And that's why I have called my videos Shots of Awe, and I try to talk about everything worth talking about through the lens of awe and wonder. And this last video is a kind of explainer, a kind of breakdown of what is awe and what does awe feel like. Imagine. A friend of mine, Barry Pausman, he's a pioneering VR filmmaker. He actually went with the United Nations and shot a VR film in a Syrian refugee camp, right? All this horror happening across the world that so many of us tune out of. He actually shot a VR film over there, and then he brought it to the United Nations in New York and made all these diplomats watch the film. You should have seen their reaction. So many people were crying, moved, transformed from the experience, because VR puts you there, right? You can actually achieve that intersubjectivity, right? That blurs the separation, that ego between me and you. And we realize that I can become you and you can become me. Not only will it unleash new forms of compassion and empathy, but it will allow us to explore one another in ways that we've never been able to before. It's very exciting. This next video I want to show you is about how can we use the tools at our disposal to extend empathy, compassion, and impact the world in a positive way. There was a digital campaign a while back called the Redefine Billionaire campaign. And the notion was that in the age of exponentials, a billionaire is not somebody with $1 billion necessarily, but somebody who positively touches 1 billion people. And the fact that today, a simple idea could be something like a YouTube video or a set of algorithms or an app, right? An individual can conceive of something and put it out into the world that potentially can positively touch 1 billion people. And that should be the definition of billionaire. I thought it was one of the most inspiring things I'd ever come across. And I was like, how to convey that with full intensity in video essay form. So I partnered with a filmmaker called Leonardo D'Alessandri, who's one of the best editors I've ever worked with. And we shot my portion of this with a smartphone because we wanted to show that we have the tools in our pockets to spread these messages mimetically, electrify them, and send them out into the world. And so this video is the result of that collaboration. It's called The Captains of Spaceship Earth, and it's about this idea of redefining the billionaire. Let's show it, please.